There are some hidden details in the new Across the Spiderverse trailer that you may have missed, and let's just say wherever your hype level is right now, it is about to go completely off the charts, including a blink and you'll miss it version of Spider-Man, right down to a hidden detail that actually in particular leads to something very big happening in the Marvel movie landscape, or at least potentially. So we've got a lot to dig through. If you could drop a like, it helps a ton, but if you get to the end, feel free to turn your like into a dislike if you actually say, well, I didn't really enjoy the video. But if you could leave a like right now, it helps a ton. So let's dive into the first hidden detail, which actually comes in the form of the overall look of the film. Now the trailer starts, of course, with a quick recap of the first film while showing the leading into clips of the new one. Now we can see that the clips of the new movie have a brand new crisp look to them, and it really is about to demonstrate how much better the animation will be for this movie. But this is where things get very interesting because, fun fact, the film will include 6 different and unique animation styles. Now that information actually comes from an interview with the writer and producer Phil Lord, who actually had the interview with Empire magazine. Now the concept is making more sense with the release of the trailer because there is most definitely no shortage of spider people, of course with the 2-minute introduction, and with that there comes plenty of opportunity to keep the film fresh every time a new dimension is entered by the main characters. Now this will also be cool to see with the new versions of Spider-Man appear in his or her unique design that represents their original counterpart as well, and of course the one that we all knew stood out was the Marvel Mangaverse, aka the version which is called Spider-Clan, which we see for a moment in the trailer, and that version has made an appearance in the PlayStation 4 Insomniac Spider-Man game, and if you've played that, you know just how unique this suit actually is and how much it pops when on screen, from the bright colors, the different textures, etc. Now it will be interesting to see how the styles are represented in the film, but speaking of Spider-Man games, there is also and I quote, a blink and you'll miss it version of Spider-Man that could mean something big. So in the trailer, there is one scene in particular where Gwen and Miles open a big door that when opened reveals plenty of different spider people, including the advanced suit from Insomniac Spider-Man. While it is still exciting though that we see this version of the character, could it mean that we can expect other versions of Spider-Man appearing from the movies? Or more interestingly, versions of Spider-Verse characters appearing in MCU movies? Well, seeing Insomniac Spider-Man in the trailer definitely is hinting towards this happening sooner rather than later, and it really boils down to the simple fact that because this is the first time we have a variant from a medium we've experienced other than the comics. And imagine us getting a post-credit scenes that just teases at this happening like we got with Spider-Man 2009 from the first movie. Lots of people have been wondering when Miles Morales will make his MCU debut, and while we got a hint of it happening back in No Way Home Across the Spider-Verse, hopefully we'll make this happen again sooner rather than later, forever changing the landscape of the Marvel movie universe. There are even hints this isn't just a subtle reference, as in the same shot we can see 2 versions of Spider-Man that were also included in the game as well, those being the Mark 1 and Mark 2 armor. But it doesn't actually seem like a coincidence that they are so close together in the trailer. There's also a cool detail regarding Peter B. Parker, the older, more worn version of Spider-Man from the first movie. In the shot we see his return as he drops from a ceiling. He appears to be carrying something over his shoulders, what looks to be like a baby cradle, which possibly is hinting at the fact that this version of Peter could actually be a dad. Now we know that while this Peter went back into his own dimension, could things have gotten better for him and MJ? If this is so, then this baby could be Benjamin Richard Parker, Peter and MJ's son from the Amazing Spider-Man comics. Now this would be a really cool thing to actually see happen, as the first movie saw this version of Peter facing the adulthood of being Spider-Man, and seeing him get a win in the form of a son could be a cool arc to help actually develop the character as a whole. Now closing things out, we did get our first look at the Spider-Woman aka Jessica Drew, along with a closer look at Spider-Man 2099. Now the sequence of both of these characters do definitely signify that they will both play big roles in the film and be assets for Miles, Gwen and Peter, and Jessica might be a more cooperative character, while it seems 2099 Spidey will play an adversary for the first half of the movie because of the apparent death of his daughter, as shown in one shot where we see him looking at a hologram screen. Now it would be incredible to see a couple of fights between Miguel and of course Jessica, as they are big fan favorites, and this is the first time that we are seeing any of them in a movie like this. And there it is, some hidden details that you might have missed in the new Across the Spider-Verse trailer. Are you excited for this movie? Is there another detail that you caught that you want to discuss? Let us know in the comments below.